Dr. Keith Miller. I'm back again. We're here talking with Selena, who's a registered dietitian with LifePoint. Is there one diet that really we can all agree on is the best heart-healthy diet, or do you think that's sort of an unsettled thing?
That is still an unsettled thing. Really, the main focus is still increasing your consumption of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, legumes, lean protein, and including low-fat dairy in that as well, where limiting would still be focused on saturated fats and trans fat, sugar-sweetened beverages, processed foods and those things. And that's really the overwhelming recommendation as far as what a healthy diet looks like from a preventative standpoint.
Are there any other specific kind of diet styles or patterns that you guys promote? Like the DASH diet, for example?
The DASH diet really has been shown to be number one when it comes to overall heart health, but also it's been shown to be one of the best diets overall because it provides for so many nutrients as well as the health benefits. So the difficulty with the DASH diet is it is a lot of fruits and vegetables, and the research still says that US adults are not getting there when it comes to our consumption of fruits and vegetables. We still have a long way to go. But that is really a great place to start. The DASH diet also would include whole grains and low-fat dairy, but it does have a pretty limited amount of protein throughout the week as far as meat goes. So there are still servings of protein that are included in the DASH diet, but it definitely would be less than the Mediterranean diet.
When I checked my cholesterol, LDL was a little bit of a soft spot for me. My HDL, which is the good protective cholesterol, was pretty good actually, but my LDL cholesterol was pushing 160. I think it was just below 160. So any advice you can give specifically that targets that pretty well?
Heart healthy diets overall in LDL cholesterol, fruits and vegetables are first, whole grains are second. There is the cholesterol lowering effect of soluble fiber, so oatmeal and other good sources of soluble fiber in the diet help the body block some cholesterol absorption, and that seems to have a greater effect on the bad cholesterol. Limiting saturated fat is the other big one, so choosing lean meats, avoiding highly processed meats as well, not adding in sources of saturated fat into your diet.
A lot of people, when they talk about keto, they're not talking about some of the more extreme forms of keto. I think they're really talking about trying to restrict some of the refined carbohydrates in their diet. Instead of replacing the carbohydrate that you're eliminating with bacon and fatty cuts of red meat, what if you're replacing it with different kinds of meats, or maybe salmon that has healthy fat in it, and avocados and olive oil? So you're replacing it with different kinds of fats. So do you agree that at least that concept is actually a pretty healthy concept?
Absolutely. There's a whole gamut of what I think people would consider keto, and that's just what you're saying. And so some people are considering what they're doing keto, but they are still including some forms of carbohydrate in the diet. And you're right, there can be better ways to follow a specific diet, even in the protein choices. And like I said, my main concern is just making sure that people are educated so it is something that is a lifestyle choice that they can make long term.
There is some information out there that red meat and processed meat probably are not that healthy. The overall health impact of restricting those things is probably not that great, so maybe it's okay to keep eating them.
It's my understanding that the quantity of even red meat and processed meat versus other protein sources wasn't very specific. And one of the big things, even if we're not just talking about heart health, we know that there's health benefits to limiting processed meat. There's other important considerations, cancer risk and those things when it comes to those highly processed meats. And so it still is important for those to be an in moderation choice, in my opinion.
So thank you very much. I love the discussion. Would love to spend another hour talking about it. Maybe we can get together another time and answer a few more burning questions about diet and heart health.
That'd be great. Thank you.